Live from Studio 46, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
Now, 1 week ago today, the world was touched by the tragic deaths of Kobe Bryant and his young daughter and 7 other people in a helicopter crash in California. For many, Kobe Bryant was an idol, and his fans included many children who may be dealing with some overwhelming emotions right now.
So how can we talk to our kids about these tragedies? Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge is a pediatric mental health expert and psychologist, and she's joining us now with some tips. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's an important topic.
It is.
Absolutely.
Whenever these big stories hit, I always think about how the little ones are affected, and sometimes we forget about what's going on in their heads. I mean, how do we talk to our kids about what's happened?
Yeah, so, this is such a huge media component that everybody is going to know about, and we are so affected as adults. We're talking about it, and so it's really important to have those dialogues and conversations with our kids because they know about it. And so you always start with developmentally appropriate language. You have a young kid, you're not going to use big words, you're not going to talk too long, but the first thing you do is you ask them what they know. Ask them how they're feeling. Is this something you're upset about? Kids that have a history of prior loss, particularly recent loss, a parent, a grandparent, even a pet, will be more affected. And you want to look for those signs that they're affected. Sleep problems, tummy aches. That's how kids show their stress. And it's really important to just keep that dialogue going with your kids.
Some of the things that I've heard is that kids said, oh, there are other children on the plane. They were my age, or they were close to my age. How do you talk to them about that?
Yeah, so, kids think from their world, right? And so we need to open up that dialogue, have that discussion with them about it. You need to assure their safety because children on most days are safe, and that's what they're looking for from their parents. But this is a process that is a grieving process for our world community. Like, we're all grieving the loss of Kobe Bryant and all the people were on that, plane. And so it's important to acknowledge it and speak about it with kids and make them feel safe.
You talked about some of the symptoms to look for that might cause some concern. At what point do we say, hey, you know what, we might need some expert help here?
Yeah, that's a great question. So whenever, again, we have a child that has a prior history of loss, we want to be more mindful. So there's stages of grief that we all go through, and we want to honor that. And the first part, is denial, and then there's anger, and there's bargaining, and depression, and acceptance. When anybody is stuck besides acceptance, that is a really important time to get help. On top of that, what do those signs look like? Anger, being emotional, being upset, regressive behaviors. And you want to find a licensed mental health professional that specializes in grief, and they can help a child and a family work through it.
Doctor, thank you so much for all this advice.
Pleasure.
Very helpful.
Thank you.
All this advice will be on our website, cbsnewyork.com.
CBS 2 News Sunday morning. We'll be right back.